We start this morning, as we always do, with the head coach at the University of Maine, Jordan Stevens. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Rob. How you doing?
I'm well. Certainly a tough one for you guys. 28-27 loss at Stony Brook. Did you've gone back and analyze that game? Just give me your impressions.
Yeah, I thought we played really well, throughout the first half. And a couple times we came up short in terms of scoring touchdowns, just getting some field goal situations, which we came through on. But in the second half, felt like we just gave them some momentum. They were able to hit some plays and then really build off that. And, really thought we fought well throughout the duration of the game, but just left too many windows for them to get back in. And they fought hard, and all credit goes to them in terms of how they finished and just came up short at the end.
First question this morning from Larry Mahoney. Go ahead, Larry.
Thanks, Rob. Morning, Jordan.
Morning, Larry.
Okay, so how do you go forward from here? Pretty much playoffs are out now. You've got 4 games left. I mean, you had a couple 13-point leads. Obviously, it was a disappointing loss. What are you doing moving forward?
I mean, we're just on to Richmond at this point. We have a huge challenge this weekend here at home with a really strong opponent in Richmond, and Coach Houston's done a great job with this team, and we have our hands full. So they have our attention. That's where our focus is getting on to Richmond, and then that's really nothing beyond that at this point.
Jordan, let's go back and look at that one. Offensively, a season high 314 yards passing from Joe. Also was able to get 65 on the ground. What did you like about the way he played on Saturday?
I mean, Joe is just shown his toughness throughout the season. I mean, in critical situations, his awareness for where he needs to get to for a first down, or where we are on the field is tremendous, and it's really allowed us to stay in games. And he's a competitor. He willed us to some first downs, even just scrambling and fighting to get first downs. So he's definitely led by example, like he has since I've gotten here, and like he has in the past. So really just proud of his competitiveness and his willingness to compete throughout the duration of the game. And he led us back and gave us a shot to kick a field goal to win the game. Obviously we missed it, but he's a big part of that.
Sean Bowmans has had a tremendous year and has been one of Joe's favorite targets all year long, but he kind of took it to a little different level on Saturday. 6 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Maybe just talk about what a weapon he's become for you in the middle of the field and in the passing game.
Yeah, Sean really is such a valuable piece of our offense in the run game. I mean, he does a great job, knowing where he needs to be. He's physical. He attacks when he blocks, he finishes. And then in the pass game, he's able to create mismatches down the field and really extend our vertical pass game. I mean, he has been a staple in that, and someone that will come through. He does a great job tracking the ball. He's able to pick it up late. So Joe's able to put it in some tight windows where he can come up with it as well. So, his leadership has been awesome on the team, and something we're going to continue to rely on the rest of the way.
Got a follow-up question from Larry. Go ahead, Larry.
Thanks, Rob. Second half, Jordan only scored 7 points, and they had 3 marches down the field. What went wrong in the second half, and what are you going to address to try to fix that? Because obviously you were in position with the opening kickoff for the second half and maybe move down the field and put the game away. What do you address, and what went wrong in the second half? Thanks.
Yeah, we always want to come out. I mean, we were in the first half by scoring and coming out the second half, and we got the ball again and be able to score, and we didn't do that, and we let up a score. So right away, we were in a ball game to start the second half, and our offense responded and went back down the field and scored to make it to a 2-point score again. I think that they were able to hit some passes down the field, and that's something we got to improve on, is just our pass defense. And we'll be looking to do that this week with a huge challenge in Reese Udinsky and the challenges that he presents in his ability to put the ball in tight windows. And so we have to shore up some pieces there moving forward. But when you look at the entirety of the game defensively, we played well against the run and really held them. It was really just a couple series there where we can't have, in the middle of the game. That's where the game is won, and that's where we just need to be better in.
Jordan, you guys had that fourth down play with about 8.5 minutes to go when it was a one-score game. Did you feel like if you could, from the 31 there, did you feel like if you make the 2 yards there, maybe the momentum changes and you got a chance to put that one away?
Yeah, I think so. We've been really good in the red zone. So if we can push past that 30-yard line, we feel good about our success when we get down inside the 20-yard line. So that was really where we, looking back as a staff, just that was where we came up short at times, is in that fringe area, getting past that, pushing past, and getting into the red zone. And some of that was due to, penalties that held us back, and then was just execution. So that was a key point in the game for sure.
Your running game has been so good over the past couple of weeks. Didn't do as much, Joe being your leading rusher. Was that more the nature of the game because you were having so much success in the past game, or were there some things that didn't click quite right with the run?
Yeah, I thought they did a really nice job against the run, and they have all year, and they were stout versus our run game. So we had a few that hit with Freddie and Elijah. I thought they did a nice job when they had their moments to run the ball, and Joe really carried us in the run game. There's definitely some things we're going to look to continue to build on and do, and those guys up front have battled all year, so can't say enough about our offensive line and the adversity they've been through with the rotation and guys playing. We have some young guys playing there, but really just they show up every week with the same standards and expectations, and we've been able to come through, as you said, in the past couple of weeks. The run game wasn't there as much this week, but still some things that we can take away from it.
You touched on a little bit earlier, but facing a Richmond team with Reese Udinsky, who's leading the country in completion percentage, and it's a different type of passing game with maybe more of a controlled passing game, but certainly a lot of weapons as you've started to break them down a little bit. What makes them so difficult to try to defend?
Yeah, I think it's his composure back there, his ability to keep his eyes down the field. He'll get a rush. He's able to move outside the pocket and still complete throws. I mean, he looks confident in everything he's doing, and knows where to go with the ball. I mean, and then when you can fit the ball into tight windows and, just keep plays alive, you're going to have success in the pass game. And that's what he's done. I mean, and as you mentioned, the receivers are big. They also have some speed and guys who can stretch the field vertically. So, we'll have as I mentioned in the beginning, we'll just have our hands full there. Got to do a great job against our pass defense.
On the other side of the ball, they've really been good defensively over the last couple of weeks. I think they've held Villanova now and Hampton to 10 points apiece and have had some success putting some pressure on the quarterback. What do you see from them on that side of the ball?
Yeah, you mentioned, obviously Jeremiah got recognized this week, and he's a guy that stood out in that Hampton game. They play well together. They run the ball extremely well. Well coached, sound defense, and just look at their secondary. A lot of it, I think they play routes tight. They're able to go up and attack the ball, and that allows their D line to get home as well. So, even looking at the other edge, Marlon Lewis, I thought he's a really strong defensive end. He's going to give us, a full day's work. And inside, they have size that is able to help them defend the run. So, really well coached, sound defense that there's a reason they've been able to stay in games and grind it out.
Before I let you go, just keys for your team on Saturday. You guys have built some momentum with a couple of wins after what was a tough way to lose. How do you get that momentum back?
Yeah, I think it's us continuing to play complementary football. It's us playing together, responding. Each series, whatever happens offensively, defensively, is coming back and picking each other up, or building on the success we've had on each side of the ball. That was the difference in our 2 wins. Was we won the game in the middle of the game. We were able to really play together throughout those second and third quarters, and then we're in a position to either control a lead or go win a game in the fourth quarter, and that's what that'll be the key this week. And we look at our turnovers. I think we've done a nice job controlling the ball on offense, but when we've been plus in the turnover margin, that's when we've been able to win. So that will be a huge emphasis, as well as just getting some takeaways.
All right, Jordan, thanks so much for time this morning, and I look forward to talking again next Monday.
Thanks, Rob. Have a great week.
All right, you too.